Laura, first and foremost, is one who is using her past experiences to help others because I believe I can help people save time in recovering from narcissistic abuse or dating in a way that is a healthy way where you don't lose your self esteem and your self confidence. I am first and foremost a Christian. I am a mom. I love my 16, almost 17-year-old man child. He plays varsity basketball. I have a very tight, close knit group of friends, small group because we share so much. They're more like my family than anything else. And I continually want to learn to grow and I want to help others grow. I believe we can all grow until the day we die. We can grow whether it's emotionally in relationships or we can grow through our dating lives. There's so much we can learn about ourselves when we're dating. There will be things that come up in the dating process that you go, oh, wow, I may need to work on that about myself a little bit. Or you may feel even more confident because you're like, I can handle this. So that's what this new book is all about, is just helping others navigate what can be a very difficult process, but actually enjoy it and grow from it and still find the love of your life. Many people seem to balk when I tell them that I survived narcissistic abuse for 40 plus years. And that number is correct, you guys, because I grew up with a narcissistic parent. And then many times we choose to marry one of our parents in a different form. So I chose a person who resembled in behaviors, personality, intellect, everything that narcissistic parent did, because subconsciously we're trying to make up for what we didn't receive from that parent. And for me, it was unconditional love. And I literally remember walking down the aisle and going, well, if this doesn't work out, I can get a divorce, but maybe it will. And then everything I've been through in my childhood and beyond will be cured by this marriage. True story. That's what I was thinking as I was walking down the aisle. And of course, it ended up in being a tumultuous 16 years of dating and then marriage. But a beautiful gift came from that, and that's my son. He is 16, almost 17. He's 6'2" and plays basketball. And he really is a man child and is one of the sweetest, most empathetic souls on this earth, just like his mom. I have just started transitioning from, and I still will do it because I believe that's my ministry and that's my calling, to help men and women who've been through narcissistic abuse. It is so hard to explain unless you've been through it. But it is, you find yourself, if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you find yourself walking on eggshells consistently. There are ever-changing standards. You can never do anything right. It's true that the cycle of abuse is this: when you are in love with a narcissist or in a relationship with a narcissist, the first part of that relationship is the love bombing. And it is incredible because a narcissist will come at you with everything you've ever dreamed of. As a woman, I felt like someone was rolling out the red carpet for me. There were dinners out, there were trips to amazing places. There was just at the drop of a hat, we would go do something incredible. There were I love yous after the second or third date, which now we know is not healthy, right? There were, even after the fourth date, there was, you're my soulmate. Everyone says you're my soulmate, and I believe it too. And you think you found your princess or your Prince Charming. That slowly begins to change, especially behind closed doors. And then you come face to face. It's no longer Jekyll, it's Hyde. And you're thinking, well, what have I done to change this? What can I do to go back the way that it was, the way that this person really is? But the trouble is, what you're seeing is the truth, is the real person that is right in front of you. And it's scary. But you live for that time. So you have the love bombing, then the devaluation, and that's all the subtle put downs, those microaggressions. like, yeah, this dinner's good, but I hope you don't make this recipe often. Or, well, my ex-wife used to do this and this, and I don't understand why you don't do it, but okay. And then you start doing that, and then that's still not good enough. So you go through that portion. Then there comes the rage. One day the narcissist just loses it, screams at you, calls you terrible things. And then after that person gets all of that out of their system, then they get to the part where they're calm, cool, and collected. And you should be too, because I feel better after letting out all my anger and aggression on you. You should feel better too. And that's the part you live for because they're very sorry. They are empty apologies, but that's the part that keeps victims, and I like to say survivors of narcissistic abuse, stuck, because we go, oh, they really mean it this time. They're going to change. They say empty apologies like, I'm so sorry, but you push my buttons. Um, I'm so sorry, but when you don't do what I want you to do, I just can't help but yell. Or please don't leave me because I can't change without you being here. So you feel stuck. And then the cycle goes on and on and on. So that's what, and that kind of goes back to, the question, what does a narcissistic relationship look like? That's what it looks like, unfortunately. So after learning so much about relationships and what not to have and what a healthy relationship looks like, I wanted to sit down and talk about everything that I've learned in 7 years of being single. I've had some significant relationships within that time, fallen in love twice. Being in love is incredible, as we all know. Just those relationships just weren't the end for both of us in those relationships. We just realized it wasn't the perfect relationship for each of us. But no hard feelings. I'm still in touch with those gentlemen. Um, but I've learned so much in 7 years. And dating today can be so difficult. Technology has added extra stress. We already are scared we're going to have our hearts broken. You worry about someone calling you back, or as a man, you're nervous about reaching out to her. Well, let's just add this technology component. And now people are ghosting. You may feel like you have this real connection with someone and you're supposed to meet next week, and then they just disappear. Or if they say something, not so kind to you and you call them out on it in the messaging and they just disappear. It's hard to navigate those types of situations in technology and still come out with your self-esteem high and your self-confidence strong. And those are some of the tricks that I've learned along the way to get through those times and still feel good about yourself, because you guys, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's about that person doing the ghosting, that person that just moves on without saying a word or doesn't close out the conversation. It's not about you. So this new book covers almost, I would say, everything you need to know about dating. It covers how to make your online profile, or if you're meeting people in real life, what do you look for? What's healthy? What's not healthy? If you meet this type of person, how do you handle it? If this person acts this way, is that a red flag? And there are a couple of points I want to make when it comes to red flags. So, number one, red flags don't change color. So many times, especially women, we hang on, we've seen the red flag. We're like, oh, surely they didn't mean that. Oh, no one would ever say that. Well, that person said it, or that person did it. A red flag is a red flag. And then the second thing I think that's so important to remember is, if you see that you're getting into a relationship with someone and your relationship is growing, but that person still can't accept your past, then they don't need to be a part of your future, because we can't change our past. Our past in many, many ways. Look at what I've been through. It has made me a better person. I am so much kinder, sweeter, more empathetic. I can feel other people's sadness or their excitement or whatever it is, all because of what I've been through. So when someone is not happy with your past, that's on them. You've taken your past and you're doing the best you can with it, and you're making yourself the best human being possible. So we just have to move on. And that's okay. And that's okay. That this book covers all of those kinds of things. It's just life lessons. The New Truth to Dating covers everything from technology to life lessons that you learn before and during the dating process. And it also will teach you how to navigate the dating process and the ups and downs so you have a healthy dating life and your self confidence is strong and your self esteem is high. Your soulmate's out there. Your soulmate is just around the corner. And it's a matter of getting through all of those things that lead up to that, and coming out in one piece ready to meet that person. The number one thing to do if you find yourself or you feel like you're in a relationship with a narcissist is to gather as much information as possible. Start reading books about narcissism. Start watching. There's some great YouTube channels out there. I have one that covers narcissism and dating. It's Laura Chranza at laura.chranza on YouTube. I have a TikTok, I have an Instagram. I use everything I learned from growing up under a narcissistic parent to my 16 years married to a narcissist. So you can learn a lot from me. There's some other great channels out there. If you want to hear more of the clinical side from a psychologist. So that's the first thing you want to do. The second thing you want to do is to see a therapist. Many times, those of us caught in relationships with narcissists, we feel trapped, and we also want the narcissist to go to therapy. Studies have shown that narcissists, for the most part, really don't change. And narcissists are very manipulative, and they can even manipulate therapy to serve them instead of you. So find a therapist for you and only you, and make sure they understand narcissism. Number 3, start plotting your way out. Start thinking about things, what it would look like on the other side. Save money if you can. You may not ever have to use that money. Let's hope things get better. But start taking some steps to protect yourself if you are to leave the relationship. The biggest life lesson that I've learned has come from the years of narcissistic abuse that I survived and now I'm thriving from, plus what I've learned in the last few years of dating. And that lesson is not everyone looks at the world like I do. I want to treat everyone with kindness. You could say I have on rose-colored glasses. Not everyone is going to reciprocate that kindness, that generosity, that authenticity. So you've got to be ready. There are great people out there, but there are also people that will take advantage of you. And there are ways to recognize those. And I cover those in my book. Okay, what do I have coming up in 2023? There are so many exciting things I have in store for people who are coming out of breakups or coming out of a narcissistic relationship, and they want to work on their healing and enter the dating scene, enter the dating world. I have my book coming out. It's called The New Truth About Dating. It will teach you how to navigate the dating world as it is in 2023 and beyond. Technology has completely changed things. It's completely changed how some people look at the dating world. They look at humans as disposable. There's an illusion of all these single people out there that will fit what you're looking for. And remember, I said illusion, right? So I want to teach people how to navigate all of that to find your soulmate, because there is a way to do it without getting hurt, to teach you how to be a heartbreaker, not the one who's heartbroken, and to really find your true love. And I also have a course coming out that will go along with the book. And during that course, if you catch it the first time, it's going to be live. So you'll have a chance over the course of 7 weeks to interact with me. And then the last session is a bonus session. It's just going to be live Q&A with Laura. So you can ask me anything. I keep it real in the book and in the course, and I think you're going to appreciate that. Where you can find me on social media, that's a great question. You can find everything about Laura Chranza at www.laurachranza.com. I'm on Instagram. at Laura Chranza, TikTok at Laura Chranza, YouTube, same handle. Mostly, I think the best place to start to really get to know me is to read either Ugly Love or my new book that's coming out in January, The New Truth About Dating. These books talk about who you are and what makes you the great person that you can be or that you already are, and how to have that self-esteem and self-confidence to do everything you want in life, especially to find your soulmate. That's what we talk about in the latest book coming out in January 2023.